Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Vinodini Kapoor, teaching in the Faculty of Management in Chandigarh. Today, we are going to discuss about the module Maintenance of Systems under the paper name Management Information Systems. After completion of this particular module, the students will be in a position to understand what is the basic concept of maintenance of a system. They will be able to get an overview that why system maintenance is actually necessary. We will understand the control, the reliability, and the user training model of maintenance and the categories of maintenance. We will also discuss what is the coordination of maintenance activities, the connectivity issues, the local support of maintenance systems, and lastly, we will look at understanding the various factors that affect cost of maintenance systems. Information systems are a boon to organizations because they enable and automate numerous functions that aid businesses. It is inevitable for the information system ecosystem to be updated and well maintained to ensure quality, reliability, and consistency of the operations. Customers may assess the quality of an organization's system by evaluating level of the services preferred and the lowest level of service that the customer is willing to accept. System maintenance is hence essential to ensure that information systems are very well maintained and there is a contingency plan in the event of any service disruption. The infrastructure of information system can be categorized as hardware, software, information system, file maintenance. Hardware maintenance refers to testing and cleaning of the equipment, and the information system maintenance refers to updating of master files like the adding and the deleting, employee and customer data, and changing credit limits and product pricing. Software maintenance, on the other hand, is updation of the application program to meet the changing information requirements like adding new functions and changing data formats. It also includes fixing bugs and adapting the software to the hardware devices. Disk or file maintenance is the periodic reorganization of disk files that have become fragmented due to continuous updating. Despite best efforts in the ever-changing dynamic marketplace, it remains a challenge for management to consider various ways for preserving the integrity of systems. So, information system maintenance can be considered through system control, reliability, user participation, and training. Maintenance coordination is the act of assessment, planning, scheduling of maintenance activities, and taking into account the operation, maintenance, and the engineering requirements. Portion of the time goes in the collection of data, then processing it, documenting it, and finally communicating it to the target audience. It is necessary to review the system periodically and identify what certain improvements should be incorporated. In today's world of ever-increasing complexities as well as management, it's important for every organization to survive and grow, and for this, they need to have an efficient and an effective MIS. An effective management information system supplies the accurate, the relevant, and the timely information to the manager of the organization and plays a pivotal role in the information generation, the communication, the problem identification, and helps in the process of decision making for effective management, administration, and operation of an organization. Children, let's now try and understand that why is system maintenance necessary or why is it even required? Selling software and services is a completely different scenario from selling hardware. Moreover, selling solutions that together integrate the software, the hardware, and the compatible network that enables the system to deliver what it aims to. Communication and business activities constantly need to smooth, interoperable, customizable, and scalable platform to increase capacity and adapt to changing business needs. Now, this is undoubtedly not a one-time activity, but it is an ongoing one. The reason for designing a computerized management information system for the maintenance activity is to give the best assistance to management for routine decisions in order to achieve minimized downtime and also extend useful life of equipment at a minimum cost. MIS has many roles to perform, like the decision support role, the performance monitoring role, and the functional support role. Information systems comprise all components that collect, manipulate, and disseminate data or information. It comprises hardware, software, people, and communication systems. The activities involved include inputting data, processing of data, and storage of data and information, and the production of outputs like the management reports. So many decisions are based on system life cycles and our technological analysis of the equipment, and hence it's necessary to ensure that the best maintenance practices are followed. Now, maintenance is actually based on combination of all of the technological, the administrative, and the management activities of the complete life cycle of a particular asset. And in order to keep it or return it to a state where it can perform the required function expected out of it. The following reasons highlight the importance of system maintenance in the organizations. First and foremost, incorporating change requires careful planning, monitoring, and evaluation. Hence, software maintenance can be stated as a modification of a software product after the delivery to correct faults, improve performance, or the other attributes. System maintenance is of paramount importance from a technical and a managerial viewpoint. The management issues include alignment with customer priorities, staffing, and re-engineering, and estimating costs. A key technical issue here implies the limited understanding, impact analysis, testing, and maintainability measurement. Software is the key to information flow in an organization and a key to smooth running of the business. It is a holistic activity that includes error correction, enhancement of capability, deletion of obsolete capabilities, and optimization. It is essential for the mechanism to be developed for evaluation, control, and making modifications. It keeps the information system function and secure by making necessary alterations or corrections in the information system, and is very essential to document and use the alterations that have been made, say in administrating the user IDs, the accounts, and giving them accessible rights for the information system, and then monitoring and the operations that have been carried upon them. It also includes the total cost of ownership, which includes the cost of system maintenance, since these systems can help organizations implement business strategy to decrease downtime, increase the use of their resources, reduce the maintenance cost, and ensure key performance indication of business at expected levels. It is not just the technological parameters that change with time, but also the legal and the business side of things. It is essential to stay on par with your competition and with the latest legal norms and requirements related to privacy and security of the users. Business patterns and government rules are also subject to constant change and improvement. Due to huge cost associated with the maintenance activity, the decision to go for maintenance and amount of commitment to the task should be assessed keeping in mind the expected lifespan and the usability of the software. We now come to the concept of control, reliability, user participation, and training models. As organizations increasingly adopt the use of information systems in their working, it is a mandate for the management to pay attention to factors that will enable them to properly maintain the quality of information system. Unless the system is properly maintained and managed, it cannot sustain business operations globally and locally. Elements in the control, reliability, user participation, and the training models of information system maintenance are closely connected with each other. Each element of control is central because without accurate control of the information system, it is difficult to determine effectiveness of the system. These elements are included because they collectively contribute to the proper control of the organizational information system. We will first and foremost discuss the control aspect. This is the beginning of the data preservation in an organization. In response to the research objectives, organizational management may preserve quality of their organizational information system by exercising control over the system. Management should consider exercising control to uphold responsibilities and roles and avoid scope divergence, schedule slippages, and cost overruns. Management may use individuals who are qualified and experienced in controlling systems before spending money on purchasing enhanced systems and may accomplish the same task as their current ones. If information systems used are not properly controlled, integrity of the organizational data will only be compromised. So, companies appoint project managers for effective planning and control of their software development. These project managers are informed of the needs of the organization. The management are better able to then manage their information systems. Now let's try and understand what do we mean by reliability. It is the ability to work effectively under obligatory circumstances for a pre-assigned time. Systems may not accomplish intended tasks and information may be lost. Organizational management may determine if the information systems are dependable based on how quickly they detect problems regarding their functions. Information systems are unable to sense if a breach has occurred and has less security measures that will protect information systems to be considered untrustworthy. Now, in order to make sure that the organizational information system is competent in sensing problems, management should update the system they use on a regular basis. User participation. Now, user participation is actually the quality of the information system and is important for effective maintenance. It is the input of system production services of the individual who make use of information system on a regular basis. For instance, employees, customers, etc. And on the other hand, the information system involvement refers to activities that are contributed by information system users on the development of the information system, like the involvement, the usage procedure manuals. Information system users and manufacturers should put together on how to enhance a system to meet the organizational needs. By involving employees in the system development, in the management are more likely to develop a good relationship with the information system producers. This relationship has a potential of creating training opportunities for the developers as well as the organizational management. Now, what do we mean by training? Offering various training programs to employees will enable them to use the system to achieve the organizational goals. The participants should be accountable as users of their particular behavior and activities to achieve overall success on a project. And in addition to this, the leaders should also be responsible in ensuring that the staff is informed, the information system users are actually ongoing the accountability of the training programs and are also creating training modules side by side. One-sided approach to incorporate this particular change. In actuality, when the phase requirement occurs, they are first to be articulated, then analyzed, then designed and checked for feasibility, tested and implemented. The basic characteristics of each of the components of maintenance are, firstly, the corrective maintenance. Now this focuses on fixing bugs and logical errors that are not detected during the implementation test period. They may have crept in the system due to faulty design or wrong assumptions. Hence, in corrective maintenance, processing of performance failures are repaired. The second concept is of the adaptive maintenance. It refers to activities associated with modifying existing functions or adding new functionality to accommodate changes in the business or the operating environment. This may be necessary because of the organizational changes, which may have included in the organizational procedure, change in the organizational objectives, goals, policies, and in the form of information needs of managers and system controls and security needs. Perfective maintenance. This implies adding new programs or modifying the existing programs to enhance performance of the information system. This type of maintenance is undertaken to respond to the user's additional need, which may be due to changes either within the organization or outside the organization. The outside changes are primarily the environmental changes. In the absence of system maintenance, they render information system ineffective and inefficient. These particular environment changes include change in the governmental policies, laws, economic and the competitive conditions and new technology. Preventive maintenance. It involves activities intended to reduce chances of system failure or extend the capacity of a current system. Preventive maintenance is a high value adding function and vital to the organization realizing full value of the investment in the system. The major activities that occur within maintenance are obtaining the maintenance request, transforming request into changes, the designing changes, and the implementing changes. The very first phase of the STLC is product identification and selection and is analogous to the maintenance process of obtaining a maintenance request. The project initiation and the planning and analysis stage is analogous to the maintenance process of transforming request to a specific system change. The design phase equates to the designing change process. And finally, the implementation equates to the implementing changes. This particular similarity between the maintenance process is to the STLC process is no accident. The concept and the techniques that are used to initially develop a system are also used to finally maintain it. Students, we will now look at how we can coordinate the maintenance activities. Data has become one of the most important resources to organizations. The efficient and effective management of the large quantity of data that we now have is a common problem that is found in many industries. Most multinationals have geographically dispersed business functions, and while production and marketing could be a dispersed activity, the R&D and finance could be located at the headquarters itself. Many organizations allow their foreign subsidiaries to cater to the local markets, focusing only on domestic functions and productions. However, This dispersed global scenario can create a chaos of hardware, software, and telecommunication networks. There could be incompatibility, difference of technology protocols, and other inter-country differences. Hence lays the need to focus on global systems, strategies to streamline operations and communications, to spearhead the business operations locally and then synchronize them globally. Now, working at a global level requires a careful choice of strategy. It involves complications to ensure that all local systems used are in sync with the global system and use the same version of the software. It is very important for the firms to have procedures and then ensure that all of the operating units convert to new software update at the same time so that everyone is compatible. It is inevitable to carry out the maintenance activities with the pre-planned course of action and enhance the overall efficiency of the business process and reduce downtime, which has its own repercussions from the client's perspective. It is very essential to execute a process oriented towards the maintenance activity where coordination and collaboration become a critical factor. A typical computerized maintenance management activity comprises of the following features. Firstly, the work order generation, prioritization, and tracking by equipment component that becomes sortable by equipment, data, person, client, and so on. Secondly, scheduling of the maintenance activities and storing of maintenance procedures as well as warranty information by component. Thirdly, storing all of the technical information by procedures and components and the real-time reports of the ongoing activity. Capital and labor cost tracking by all components as well as critical and longest times to close a particular work order. And finally, the completion of parts and material inventory control with automated reorder capability outside the service call and the dispatch capabilities. Children, we look at what are the connectivity issues and local support in this particular area. Now, connectivity among individuals, in firms, countries, and regions is increasingly understood because it is a key factor in achieving competitive and sustainable economic growth. So, connectivity refers to the ability to link together all of the entities like the systems, the people of a global firm into a single integrated network which is capable of voice, data, and image transmission. The internet provides an enormous powerful foundation for providing the connectivity among the dispersed units of a geographical firm. It is essential for the internet to provide a secure private network for transmission of the sensitive data over multiple network spanning geographies. So there is a necessity to build private secure network with guaranteed service levels. And organizations use global intranet for the internal communication and the extranet to exchange information rapidly with business partners in the supply chain. We also have VPNs like the virtual private networks, and they provide secure platform to be connected and carry business functions from any location worldwide. So the mere presence of the internet does not guarantee information to flow seamlessly throughout the global organization because not all business units use the same application. For example, a German business unit may use Linux-based collaboration tool to share documents and communicate, while the incompatible with the American headquarters who would be probably using Lotus Notes. Software localization is the translation of a product's user interface. So companies localize software in order to overcome the cultural barriers for their products and reach a much larger target audience. The best practice in software localization involve transferring intent of the original content and the user interface from one language to another while maintaining usability. Now, this concept is inevitable since organizations work in a global scenario and at times need to cater to critical issues in the local market with respect to particular client requirements. Managing cost of system maintenance. Because corrective maintenance accounts for most of the maintenance activity, the number of latent defects in a system influence most of the cost associated with maintaining a system. If there are no errors in the system after it is installed, the maintenance cost will be relatively lower. However, if there are a large number of defects in the system, the maintenance cost will naturally be higher. The maintenance cost is influenced by the number of customers for a given system. If we have greater customers, naturally greater is the maintenance cost. The third contributing factor to maintenance cost is the quality of system documentation. Without quality documentation, the efforts can increase exponentially. By implementing the techniques, one can reduce cost of software maintenance to achieve desired results in increasing productivity as well as making benefit of the limited financial resources and available manpower. Providing an effective tool for software maintenance by using appropriate language for system maintenance in the developing application system and then develop tools to use these languages. The optimal use of system maintenance are the case tools, programming standards and protocols. Also, use of the principles, methods and the modern programming techniques. Using proper techniques in software development on the basis of independent modules, the designing and the programming of using methods consist of software engineering principles in software development. To build a cost-effective maintenance mechanism, prototyping the system is again very important. Having the right people for software maintenance like the professionals, familiar with the project language and programming language, there should be familiarity of the project group with host machine and the target machine. An experienced group is required to offset the effect of increasing product complexity on development and the maintenance cost. Selecting individuals with the ability to analyze the project and coordinate teamwork is very essential. Individuals who have experience on similar projects and the host machine should be aware of the application and familiar with the expectation of the system. Considering future program structure and acceptability of changes, careful analysis of the needs based on the present situation and future trends for software maintenance. Changes in environment regarding software conditions also increase the maintenance cost. Okay, students, let's now try and put together what we have learned in this particular module. The cornerstone for an organization's security lies in designing, developing, and implementing proper information system security policy, and that balances security goals with the organization needs. Maintenance as an ongoing activity keeps management information system at the highest level of effectiveness and efficiency within the cost constraint. So maintenance is directed towards reducing errors due to design, reducing errors due to environmental changes, and improving the system's scope and services. The sheer volume of maintenance information can be staggering as the number of transactions for businesses with data repositories are easily exceeding 1 million a month. The maintenance manager needs all the help available to keep a track of who is doing what task, on what equipment, with what parts, and then what is the cost behind all of these. So using software to track maintenance activities again becomes very critical because more companies establish best practices to drive continuous improvement and develop key performance indicators to measure their progress. Management support strictly define maintenance work process and ease to use have been identified as the keys to success. Organizational management also should plan very carefully with the information system departments and developers to control and maintain the information systems that they are utilizing. Reliability provides an early caution about worth of the system and recognizes what are the problematic areas. As reliable information systems are selected, the management should also consider involving employees in the information system production. So these activities create room for exploration of how the information system users and developers could bring the manufacture systems that suit the organizations together. Providing training for information system users within the organization is very pertinent to help the users' roles and then determine the accountability and understanding of the information system. Maintenance, as what we see, is one of the most important areas of organizational structure, especially in the industrial sector than the services sector, as it contributes to performance enhancement, process security, interpersonal relationship, and control of the return on investment, and solid image of the organization towards shareholders and members. Thank you.